That Vince sex story stuff was nuts.
In the doc, you mean?
Well, I was watching the doc, but coincidentally, like whatever it was, a month or so prior, maybe it was a few months before, I read the story about this girl, I guess the girl that sued him. And, you know, you're like, oh, it's like man in power, sex stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, he shit on my head and like left and wanted the shit to stay there and dripping off. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then he would like, he would send her. I mean, this is the accusation that he'd be like, go over to that guy's room and fuck him. I want you to be like a cum-filled whore. She would have to like.
And by the way, this all sounds like you could hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've seen enough wrestling where I'm like, I could see Vince saying that.
It's gnarly though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good man.
Pretty crazy.
He's a bad dude. And also, I mean, look what he did to his kid. Look what he put Shane through.
What did he put him through? I don't know.
I mean, did you see that doc on Netflix?
I probably missed
It's
it.
pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know wrestling like Mike Lawrence is my good buddy, and Mike's like, they didn't go hard enough. Like, they left out all the crazy shit. But, you
Really?
know, yeah, he's like connected to murders and stuff, Vince, and he's there was like Jimmy Superfly Snuka pretty clearly murdered someone. I think Vince helped him get out of it, and I mean Shane. I mean, there's like a billionaire's son jumping off a steel cage 30 feet. He could have been paralyzed.
Yeah.
And this is the only time his dad hugs him.
It's like,
It's
good
when
job.
he jumps off a cage and nearly dies. It's like trailer trash Succession or something.
Yeah. Well,
And,
I mean,
and he kind of just like pushed him out and gave it to his daughter. Was tougher. They say I think the son is like a nicer guy and the daughter's a little more like him.
I saw the part of the doc. I guess I don't think I finished it where I saw him talking about his dad, and he was like, "Yeah, my dad never said I love you except for like when I took the business to like the next level and he was about to die or something like that." Where he
Yeah,
was
but you
like,
don't have to be exactly like your
know.
withholding and probably abusive dad.
Yeah.
My dad walked out when I was a baby. If I have a kid, I'm not going to be like, shit, I guess this is in my DNA.
Yeah, I
gotta
gotta
split.
leave.
Fuck. I'll be
fuck-
right back.
Yeah, that was it was.
I hate when people blame their upbringing on bad shit they do. I find it to be like, oh, so you did zero work on yourself.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, right? Like a lack of awareness and wanting to do better.
Yeah, but he just poured it all. I think it was like that never ending, I want to make my dad proud of me, so I'm going to build this up. But it's like, well, guess what? Your dad's dead.
Yeah.
So he's not going to give a shit about this. You got kids. You should be good to your kids, you know?
Yeah.
I have little sympathy for parents who who aren't good to their kids. Like, you're fucking up people you made.
Yeah, I mean, it feels crazy when you have kids because when you have kids, like you so want to protect, you know, and take care of them so much that when you hear about stuff like that, part of your brain just goes, well, I don't understand, you know, because you just are so trying to take care of them.
Yeah, I mean, a guy who poops on a woman's face doesn't strike me as the most introspective fella.
No,
You know?
and I really want to know. Like, I'd really love him to comment on why shit on them. Why?
Maybe that's just. I mean, there's always those porno links where you're just like, I don't know who's into that, but that's weird.
Yeah,
And there's definitely people into it if it's there, right?
but I think there's something like, look, weird is a broad term. There's something about human excrement that like it's its own category. Like when because like shit to all of us is revolt. Like it's just revolting, you know?
Not all of us.
Well, but like even that person, I think it's like it's your body is actual waste. It's waste, and it's like the reason that the smell is like it's because you're supposed to stay away from it. Like,
Do you think now that he's getting really old and is kind of falling apart a little and he probably poops himself a little and the nurse has to clean it up, he's kind of like, that's so hot.
yeah, for sure.
Really?
Maybe it's like, he's probably like, she's like, don't worry, it's not that. He goes, well, let's see what yours is like, you know? Because I think
Well,
that
do you
would
think
be
it's
the
that,
move.
or I think with him it's about the humiliation.
Oh, right.
I think he's probably like, this person hates this and that turns me on. Like he's like a sadist, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I don't know, man.
That cracked me up so hard though in the doc though when he's like he's basically on trial for, all this sexual misconduct stuff. They're looking into it, and they're like, will he show up tonight? Like, that's part of the storyline.
Yeah.
And he just walks out to that dumb song, "No Chance," and everyone's like, "Yes,
Yeah, you're here."
He showed up.
Yeah, okay. So McMahon, during a threesome, McMahon defecated on her and commanded her to continue pleasuring the other man while McMahon took a shower. Yeah, he's like, I want to get this shit off of me. Grant says she had feces in her hair running down her back. It lasted more than 90 minutes while she remained so an hour and a half you're covered in shit. But you're definitely right in that it's about humiliating the other person.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.